Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name is David and this is a magic review. Hey everybody, welcome back. I know why you're here. Because you want a magic review. Why else would you be here? That's what I do. I review magic tricks. I review playing cards every single week. And I also do giveaways, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. I also have a members only section. You know about that? I have a members only section. You can subscribe to it. You can be a part of it. You just click the join button that's underneath this video and you'll be taken to a pop-up that will tell you that for $1.99 a month, you'll have access to a whole pile of extra reviews and extra videos. They're all over in the community tab that's up there. There's a plethora of videos there right now. And during the lockdown, I'm doing 3 videos a week. That's right, you get 3 extra videos a week. I think there's 21 videos over there right now. Plus, you'll have access to the 3 new ones that'll come out this week and next week and next week. So it's a great deal. And everyone who's been a member so far loves it. And we're talking over there. There's a little community of people over there. You can be a part of it for $1.99 a month. What a steal. And while you're here, before you forget, make sure you hit like, subscribe, notify, hit all of the YouTube buttons because that helps me out. That encourages me to keep going, to keep doing this, plugging away every day, hitting out the magic reviews for you. Today, we're gonna look at Impossible from Hank and Himitsu Magic. What is Impossible? Impossible is a little trick with 10 cards, and that's really what you get. As far as what you get in the box, there is no box, it's an envelope. It's a little envelope that says Impossible on it. Inside, you get 10 cards, 5 for the spectator, 5 for you. And they kind of look like knock cards reversed, I guess. There's a large field of color on the face, and it's a matching game. The spectator puts down a card, sight unseen. They can't see what it is. And you place one down on the table, you both flip it over, and they match. And the beautiful thing about this is you could probably do it in reverse. You know, you could put yours down first, then instruct the spectator to put theirs down. And then through a series of, do you want to change your mind? Do you want me to change my mind? You flip the cards over and again, they match. You go through all 5 cards and you'll show that you're totally in sync and all 5 cards matched every single time. Sounds too good to be true. Let's talk about it. All right, so I was first introduced to this trick probably the same way you were. Xavier Spade threw out a video, best tricks at Magifest. I was there with Xavier. We were there together. We talked briefly, very briefly we talked. And I kind of walked by Hank's table, but I didn't stop there. So Hank never showed me the trick. But Xavier Spade stopped and he filmed Hank showing him Impossible. And a lot of people saw the video. There was a lot of buzz out there, and I reached out to Hank and asked him if it was possible to receive the trick. Hank sent it to me, but at the time when it came, there wasn't any instructions. There was no instructions. And so Xavier Spade had it, I had it, and neither one of us had instructions. And so how the story goes is I sat there and stared at him for forever until I saw the pattern. Okay, I saw the pattern, and then I immediately sent a DM over to Xavier Spade and said, I see the pattern. And he's like, okay, where is it? And I showed him the pattern and I said, but it doesn't really line up. Like I don't get how to make the pattern relate to the color, right? Like I don't understand how to look at the pattern in the back and say, okay, that's red. And then Xavier Spade was looking at it and I really feel like he broke the code. And he'd argue and say that I broke the code, but I'm gonna argue back and say that he broke the code because he made it much more clear to me. Again, we're working without instructions, okay? I'm just telling you the story. He figured it out and then he told me, and then here's the beauty part, and here's where the light came on for me. You don't need to know the color, right? you don't need to know the color because that's not how the trick goes. The trick goes that you put something down and I put something down and we both turn and they match. So, are the cards marked? Of course, they're marked, right? They're marked. And if you can read the marks, then all you have to do is read the mark that the spectator put down, and then you match the mark with your card. You only have to match the marks, because if you match the marks on the back, you'll end up matching the marks on the face, right? So do the backs, the backs, like they're not marked like a 6 of clubs, right? You're not gonna read the back and it's gonna say red. It doesn't say that, okay? You're not matching the faces, you're matching the backs. And when you match the backs, you'll match the face. Get it? How are the angles and can they be inspected? They can totally be inspected. You hand the 5 cards to the spectator. They're holding marked cards in their hand. They'll never see it. In the video, you watch Max Maven hold them in his hands. He doesn't see it. He never says, oh, I see the marks, right? The marks can't be seen, okay? And like I said, Xavier Spade and I spent an entire evening staring at these cards, trying to figure it out, okay? So the marks are gonna fly by your spectator. They're gonna fly by magicians. Now, is it what I thought? Now, initially watching the trailer, I thought, well, this is just a one ahead trick, right? It's a one ahead principle. Because if you can read the marks, you can get one ahead. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is. There's nothing else. There's no gimmick, right? It's just 10 marked cards. You've got 5, I've got 5. And then you just walk through a one ahead routine. What's the overall quality and production value of the video? Well, since I initially got it, of course, now there's a video. And it's Hank seated at a table and he's got a card mat. As far as what he's gonna teach you, he's gonna go over what you get, how to read the marks. He'll cover a simple routine, and then he'll have some tips at the end. All right, so a couple of bullet points that came from the ad copy that I think I could read to you. These are things that Hank and Himitsu Magic wrote down. Some bullet points, some facts about Impossible. Number 1, can be shown to the audience repeatedly, immediately, and the audience will feel more magical. The audience will feel more magical. Number 2, easy to carry, right? It's easy to carry, it's 10 cards. Number 3, friends of all sizes can intuitively understand the color correspondence. I'd agree with that. Number 4, excellent interaction. And number 5, absolute combat. Are the cards well made? They're okay. They're not great. It's not bicycle quality. They feel more like a game card. There's no surface coating on these cards, so they don't exactly glide. They don't have air cushion. It's just paper on paper, okay? So you can't even like overhand shuffle them like that because they'll clump up. And you really only have 5. So I hold mine at my fingers like this, and I mix them this way, and then instruct the spectator to do the same. So that's the easiest way to shuffle them. But I would also be very careful with them because, like I said, there's no coating on them, there's no protection on them, they're just paper. So the odds of them getting folded or something in your pocket, that's possible. I would say pocket space. You know, there's 10 of these cards. I would get one of those 70-cent card wallet protectors and keep everything in there. How much practice does this require? All right, so really the only thing you're doing is reading the marks and getting into a one ahead system, okay? That's it. Every routine for every spectator will go differently. When you watch the trailer for Xavier Spade or when you watch the trailer for Max Maven, those were ideal situations. That was a great routine and it was an ideal situation. Is it gonna go that way for you? Maybe, maybe not. It's gonna be different every time, and it's gonna be different how you do the routine. If the spectator lays the card down first and then you go, of course it's gonna match. That's boring. If I lay the card down first as the magician and then you go, is it gonna match? Not always, right? They got a 1 in 5 shot. It might match closer to the end when they have less cards in their hand, but it's you working on your toes, right? It's you in crafting the routine as it's going along. Because every time the spectator puts a card down, now you either have to think, how do I get out of this? Or how do I get ahead of them? Okay? So every routine for every spectator will go differently depending on what cards your spectator lays down. You can't control that, right? You can't control that. How much setup and reset is there? There's none. They get 5 cards, you get 5 cards, everyone shuffles, and the routine just goes from there. Positives. All right, so what are the positives? Impossible is a fun routine that is great for medalists and lovers of packet tricks. Negatives. All right, so what are the negatives? Couple, like I've been saying, number one, cards kind of feel cheap, right? They have a cheap feeling. They don't shuffle well. They don't spread well. Second, your presentation is not going to go like Hank's. It won't always be perfect, right? And it won't always line up perfectly. And you're just required to think on your feet. That's all. So ad copy was the best possible scenario, but it won't always go like that for you. Is it worth your money? It's only 15 bucks. It's $15. You get 10 cards. Who would like this? I think people who like packet tricks, people who like mentalists, especially mentalists who don't like card tricks, right? I mean, could you do this with a set of marked cards? Absolutely. They get 5 blacks, you get 5 reds, and you just read the markings on the back and you're good. And if you want to just, buy the routine so that you can have the routine and then do it with better cards, of course you can do that. But there are some mentalists who don't really like using cards, right? They don't like, because then it just screams card trick. This kind of takes it out of that arena of being a card trick, right? Kind of takes it out of the arena of a marked card because you can't really look at the back and see where the marks would even be. It's not obvious at all, okay? So those two things are nice. So my recommendation would be to watch the trailer, watch some other reviews, see what people are saying online, and make the purchase that works best for you and your character. All right, that's everything I can say about Impossible from Hank and Himitsu Magic. I, of course, want to thank Hank, and I want to thank Murphy's Magic Supplies for allowing me to have this so that I could do the review for you. And if you'd like to purchase it for yourself, you can find it from your very favorite Murphy's Magic dealer. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.